Hi Leo, and welcome to your August reading. This is a reading for all Leo placements. If you're drawn to the title of the reading, maybe this reading is for you. If not, then leave what you don't need behind, leave the rest here. So let's look at the cards, a general energy in the beginning of the reading. Second part of the reading, I will look into relationship dynamics. So let's get started. All right, I'm gonna pull 8 cards. The Daughter of Swords in the reverse. We have the Devil card in the past. We do have the Princess of Swords upright. We do have the Four of Wands. We do have the Two of Cups in the reverse. Oh yeah, that's very telling already here underneath the Devil card, 10 of Swords. We do have a 9 of Cups, very nice. We do have a 4 of Swords, and we do have 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, let me get a look, let me get into this. 4 of Cups, overall energy. Well, Leo, what we need to acknowledge first is that Venus is retrograde in your sign, which is obviously a big deal. So this is happening until September, beginning of September, and we're starting off the month also with a full moon in your opposite sign. So if you're ascendant Leo, that's your relationship house. If you are a Leo, that will still affect you. It's opposite of you in Aquarius. So I think the focus here really is love for you, because Venus rules love, of course. The 7th house rules relationship and also rules money, but it seems like there's a lot of Cups energy going on, a lot of maybe releasing toxic energy going on. And that is something obviously that the Aquarius full moon can help you with. The Devil card here is in the recent past, or what you're coming in with, and what's still in your energy from the past when you come into August. And the Devil, of course, speaks of toxic dynamics in relationships, or things we're obsessed over, things we're doing too much of, things we are doing excessively that are unhealthy. So it seems like with the Two of Cups in the reverse, there is an understanding deeper in your subconscious that the dynamics here are not healthy, that this is not somebody you really connect with, or not an environment you really connect with, or not even a substance you don't really connect with, or is not healthy with you. You're not on the same wavelength here when the Two of Cups is in the reverse. When it's upright, it's a beautiful card. When it's in the reverse, I feel like your subconscious already knows, okay, something is not right for me, something doesn't feel right, it's too obsessive, it feels unhealthy, it feels like I'm bound, it feels like I'm too focused on a thing, and it doesn't feel good anymore. 9 of Cups here in the higher self, higher consciousness, is saying of course, emotional independence is important. So 9 of Cups is speaking about that independence, and your higher self knows, I will not achieve with the Devil here that Lord of material happiness, it's called in this deck, because material happiness in this deck, it's a little confusing because it talks about material happiness, but it's more like the idea of materialized happiness. So happiness becoming real, not just a concept. Happiness becoming something that we are feeling actually. And happiness, I mean, when we really want to go into it and talk about manifesting and materializing, happiness comes from hormones, really. So our body has a lot to do with how we feel, and what things in the brain happen makes us feel good. So it is actually something that is more and more, the more we go into science and into research and into neuroscience, we start to understand like there is things happening in our body that make us feel happy. So maybe this is also a positive time for you to really take care more of your body, take care more of your brain chemistry, stuff like that, for people who are maybe not neurotypical, or who really know that they have to do certain things just to feel good about themselves and to feel balanced. But yeah, all in all, it really seems like you're letting go, or you're realizing very much and seeing the devil energy being something that is holding you back from honest and sincere connection, I would say. So with the Four of Wands in the subconscious right now, it seems like your subconscious already pulls you towards the direction that you know is right for you. The Four of Wands really pulls us into an environment or to a person where we know like this feels good. The Four of Wands really feels good. So sometimes it can mean like we're moving into a different apartment, different city, or we can really meet our twin flame soulmate. This can also be an engagement card. So it could really be you meeting circumstances that feel right for you. With the Daughter of the Flaming Swords, which is the Strength card in this deck, interestingly enough, this is your card. So this is the Leo card. You might be, and you can see that here on this beautiful deck, you have the Leo sign. It's in reverse. So I feel like there's still a recalibration, probably after this full moon, and you're coming into yourself. Maybe this whole devil situation, I mean, obviously, might have thrown you out of balance a little bit, or you might not feel like yourself. These toxic dynamics, wherever it is, you know, work or relationships or intimate relationships or family, they pull you out of yourself. So that's kind of the whole dynamic of it. Also drugs, also addictions, you know, that's what happens. Yourself really crumbles, yourself really gets lost. So it seems like there's still some sense of recalibrating, I want to say, and trying to really step back into your authentic self here with the Strength card in the reverse. With the Four of Swords in the higher consciousness, I feel like you know that you should rest more. You know, it's just a lot of stuff is happening, and you might want to really try to give yourself more rest, more meditation, maybe more naps, more downtime when it comes to really mental regeneration. So time where you don't actively think about things, where you really try to turn off your brain, where you really try to just let thoughts flow. Thoughts want to flow, thoughts want to happen. It's not that we have to shut them down like aggressively or violently, but you know, just let them be. Don't try to find solutions, don't try to find answers, don't try is probably here the best advice. With the Ten of Swords, Princess of Swords, we have this swords energy kind of re-energizing itself, but I think in a healthy way, which means that there is a moment coming of being able to let things go really mentally, really letting go of a certain way of thinking that is holding you back from actual change when it comes to learning, when it comes to communicating, when it comes to really finding out what is your truth. That's all the Princess of Swords. So the Princess of Swords is really about figuring out, finding out what is your truth, what is new knowledge, what is open communication, also what is maybe scientific knowledge, information, where can I learn more about something. And in this case, it really seems like you know that there is, this whole reading is giving so much toxic relationship energy, to be honest, or toxic dynamics in a relationship. And it doesn't mean that your whole relationship is toxic or your whole person is toxic. It just means that you might have a stretch, especially with the Venus retrograde, to really reconsider, replay maybe patterns, to learn again what stands in your way. And this is really the Daughter of, or the Fortitude card here, the Strength card, is really, it seems like it's a lot about what stands in your way. when it comes to feeling good, because Venus is so much about feeling good, feeling pleasurable, feeling or experiencing the good things, the nice things in life, the pleasurable things in life. So with this Venus retrograde in your sign, there might be a spotlight on how we hold ourselves back, or how can we let go of things that stand in the way of our pleasure, that might feel pleasurable in the moment, but when we overdo it, we become addicted to a thing, or it becomes really unhealthy. So that's all things that might come up for you at this time. With the Three of Pentacles here in the reverse, it really seems like there is, in general, it's hard to work with people right now. It's maybe not so much about stepping up and taking responsibility and working with people. It's more like finding your own truth, figuring out what is your truth, what is real, what you want to bring forward, what you want to communicate here with the Princess of Swords. Because the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, it seems like during August, it's not about really having results by working with other people. It's more like having results within yourself, to make yourself open for change and learning. As I said, that's the Princess of Swords, and it seems like there's a lot to learn, there's a lot knowledge to gain in this. It's a huge lesson, because with the Princess of Swords we're really having huge lessons, and we're really having huge also intellectual experiences, where we really understand things from a different perspective, or from a new perspective, and we're really gaining much more clarity on things by really looking into them, by going actively into looking for knowledge, looking for things. So Princess of Swords is really curious, she's exploratory when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to wisdom, and when it comes to information. So you can also study, you know, maybe study psychology. The swords are a psychological element, so it is a lot about the psyche, about the mind also. So learning about communication skills, learning about maybe non-violent communication would be super smart for the Princess of Swords, because she can be quite violent in her communication. Learning about how to communicate with people who are difficult, you know, things like that. And learning what does not work, for sure, with the Ten of Swords. And putting an end to things that don't work, very much seems like here. With the Four of Cups, this is, it's such a good title in this deck, Lord of Blended Pleasure, because it gets a bad rep sometimes, this card, like, oh, we're bored, or we are kind of emotionally drained, or we're kind of in a maybe even a little bit passive aggressive emotional state, you know, where we're like, no, I don't want to talk to you anymore because now I'm, you know, it's like pettiness a little bit. But with the Four of Cups in other decks, or in these more original decks, or more like Secret Order and Golden Dawn decks, this card is more about stability when it comes to emotions, and knowing you have it all. And that might bring a little bit of over satisfaction, where you're like, well, this is kind of not feeling exciting enough. But at the end, it's a card of stability, because it's a 4. So it is bringing us, maybe it's bringing us a little bit of boredom, but it's at the same time bringing us a little bit of emotional relief, an emotional safe haven, so to say. All right, so this is a very spiritual month for you, I think, Leo. I mean, the sun is in your sign. There's a lot of stuff going on. So this is more than work, love, relationships. This is really, it seems like, about your spiritual development here. Still, let's look, even though I talked a lot about relationships already, let's look at relationships in particular. Maybe there's one particular relationship that you want to look at. It could be any relationship. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be a you know, family member or a work colleague, or just a person that is on your mind a lot, where you feel like a relationship might be challenging or a little difficult, or you want to know more about it. Either way. So let's see. This other person, the Magician, beautiful. You're the Devil in reverse. Amazing, amazing. I mean, you see, there's a devil in the reverse. The bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Big deal. I didn't pull it out yet because there are still cards coming, but I just want to show you that it's here. So I think this devil energy, you're not bringing this into a relationship or into a new relationship for sure. It seems like there's either really a new person coming in and you understand yourself, your own toxic dynamics maybe, and you've done the work, and this person doesn't feel toxic and you don't feel toxic to that person, but you might be open about your past. You know, you might be like, oh well, I went through this and that, and I had to learn these and these lessons and those lessons. And it is, of course, psychologically speaking, the main problem often is that, I mean, there is a sense of responsibility in toxic dynamics, and there is most of the time, and I would say 99% of the time, there is a victim and there is the bad guy. You know, we as people who get caught up in a situation where we are victimized will probably turn into what's called toxic reactivity or abusive reactivity. So we might, as defense mechanism, also become what's so quote unquote toxic. I think this is something you're very aware of when this is happening, why this is happening, and if a healthy person is coming your way like a magician upwards, who really wants to start anew, who really wants to do the work, who really wants to put in the work, who really sees something in you, who really sees something in the connection, and who really is not trying to manipulate, just is trying to build a good thing, a magical thing, then you are very much able to not step into that, and you're very aware of what might be toxic. I think you have seen a lot probably, and you've been through a lot when it comes to toxic dynamics. It just seems like it, and you know the tricks. You know the tricks of a magician in the reverse, who would be the bad guy really, I would say, in the tarot. But the magician upright is more like, I want to make things happen. Let's make them happen. You know, there's no ill intent. And I think you're like, yeah, let's make it happen. Let's get rid of that old stuff. Or you're doing the work for yourself, it seems like. It's not even, you're not bringing it so much to this connection. So let's see what is connecting you. Two of Coins in the reverse. All right. So with the Venus retrograde, there might be still, as I said before, there was a Two of Cups. So I think this is a great emotional connection. There is still, maybe with the Venus retrograde, a little bit of stagnation to really manifest the next step. Like, well, okay, there's this person who I feel like is attracted and wants to get started on something, but maybe you don't know what the something is or what the next step is. There is a little bit of rigidity, there's a little bit of non-flexibility here with the Two of Coins in the reverse. We have to be careful with the Two of Coins in the reverse when it comes to relationship readings, to not be too strict, or not be too, I want to say, completely against compromise, or closed off to new experiences or just light situations, because sometimes you really can be quite non-flexible when we meet a new person out of maybe past hurts. But I'm not saying, you know, take down your boundaries and just let them in and just, you know, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying it's okay to not know just yet what the next step is in this. But also, you know, as I said, you know all the tricks. You know all the tricks of the devil. And I think so far you don't see any in this person. Oh my God. Yeah, maybe they're bringing a lot of baggage with them, but that doesn't mean, you know, that doesn't mean that they necessarily are evil people or have a personality disorder or what have you. So 10 of Wands, yeah, baggage, as I said, Spirit is here and communicating. 10 of Wands in the reverse, they're letting go of the baggage. Maybe that's why you're not ready just yet to make the next step, because there's a lot of letting go of baggage here with the 10 of Wands in the reverse. That's exactly what I was talking about. He's carrying all these experiences, all this baggage. And I think there's also a lot of work being done by this other person to let go of what's really weighing them down so much, or has been weighing them down, or yeah. It seems like they're in the process of letting something go, and therefore this is moving, or this is a little bit unclear what's the next step in this whole connection. Let's look at one oracle card. This is an art oracle card. It just is about some inspiration if you want to be creative with the situation. Oh, nice. Eve Klein. This is nice. This is a really scholarly mindset, and also comes with the Princess of Swords here. Learn everything from nothing. So it's really about beginning anew and opening your mind up to learning and embracing the beginner's mind. Include yourself in your list of materials. Oh, nice. So you are also, of course, your own creation. I'm hearing this song from Birdcage. I am what I am. I'm my own special creation. It's a good song. Yeah, so you create yourself, and that's very Leo. I mean, come on. That's the personality zodiac. Enroll in a judo class. All right, so it's about, judo is so much about gravity. Judo is so much about physics. Judo is such a smart sport. It might not look like that, but it's really so much about physical movement in the very scientific sense of the word. So you're working with body weight. You're not necessarily working so much with your strength. You're working with speed, and you're working with tempo, and you're working with what's coming towards you, and you're kind of transforming movements. So I've never done it, but I'm just super fascinated by it because there's so much dynamic in it. So this also, and he's looking at this Two of Coins, yeah, like work what's coming towards you and look at how you can playfully transform it without being hurt, you know. That's what's coming through. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at some charms. This is a beautiful image, just my opinion, I don't know. Images, of course, are very prone to taste, so we cannot really, you know, I can't make somebody like my aesthetics, but I hope some people here do. Okay, charms. Ooh. That's nice. Just this little one wanted to come out. I have still a lot more in my hand. This is a very clean slate attachment charm. So this is very fresh and very new, and everything is possible, it's saying. So treat it like, it's like these people who are saying love is like a baby. Treat it like a treat it like a canvas, treat it like a really clean slate, because you can build anything now. The next step is really up to you, it seems like. Oh yeah, the magic charm also came out, the little magic charm, the sparkly one. See that? This is on your side. So there's a lot of really magical healing going on right now, and by detaching yourself from toxic energies, in there lies the magic. And in there, I feel like also lies your strength. The more you understand how you can actually step away and you're not controlled, there is a strength. And there is attachment coming to what you're meant for. This is so weird how the charms are coming out. This never happened to me ever. This is you stepping into what's right for you. This is you stepping into an environment that feels light, that feels open, that feels new, that feels refreshing, that feels fun. The Four of Wands is fun. In a good way, not in a toxic way. All right. I don't know if you like crows or ravens, but I have a raven feather here. It's a crow feather actually, and I love them. They're my favorites. I love them so much. And I take walks often in Vienna here, in the outskirts a little bit with my dog, and we meet the crows, and I'm just like, hi friends, what's up? And sometimes I feed them, and sometimes they play with my dog. And I always feel like with crows, like they just understand me, they just get me, they don't have the language I have, but I feel like they're just as smart. And there's a lot of clarity coming from them. So I'm trying to get to where I'm going with this analogy, because this charm fell to the crow feather. And when I think of crows, they're just like lovely animals, and they are very creative, and they have a lot of tools, and they build their own tools, which is so fascinating to me. They build their own tools. For me, that's just mind-blowing. And they know how to, for example, use a wire and bend a wire to open up a box so that they can get something out of the box. Or they know how to throw stones in a glass of water so the water comes up to the surface and they can drink it. So it's just amazingly smart birds. So I think this is about getting more clarity about how you can really be creative also when it comes to love and relationships, because feathers for me are also a sign of love. So how can you transform dynamics maybe, you know, that might have a little bit of a direction in the wrong direction, you know. It doesn't have to be necessarily toxic just yet, but maybe they're just like developing a little different. And how can you creatively, without being like super manipulative or anything, just in a judo kind of way, take what's coming towards you and transform it into a different direction. This is what I'm seeing a lot. So, I mean, there might be people from the past from this person who have an eye on you. Maybe this person has some exes or people from the past that might not be super into you, relating to them in any way, sort or form, or family environment or whatever. That's part of their baggage. They're letting go, but you're, I think, saved here with the evil eye protection. A lot of clarity, and this is a very spiritual connection. It seems like a little bit like you're pulling in, for some people and for people who are single, you're pulling in your soulmate, or you're pulling in a healthy connection, or you're pulling in something that is solid love here with this Venus charm. This is copper, and other Venus charm. So 2 Venus charms. And a person also, I think, who's ready for love, and for true love, I want to say, and who is also spiritually open, and at the same time grounded in their healing, in their spirituality. It's not some hocus pocus kind of thing, you know, it's like they do the work. That's Amber. For me, that's maybe it's a person who is in nature a lot. They find a lot of healing in nature. This could be. So the clear crystal also is about truth and clear communication. So this is very beautiful. Then we have this other attachment pin that is saying third eye attachment. So very spiritual, seeing also through. And then a lucky charm here with the little ladybird, the blue ladybird, who is really about also, again, creativity. You kind of have to be creative to create your own luck also, is this blue ladybird saying. And this settling charm, also you understanding what you need maybe also from a relationship, when it comes to settling, when it comes to settling down, what that means for you. Also settling when it comes to toxic dynamics, settling in a sense of maybe even we settle in a court case, or we settle in a conflict. So yeah, I love this for you, Leo. This was a long reading. It just wanted to came out very long. I hope you have a great August and birthday month, the rest of the birthday month. And I hope you come back next time. And thanks so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.